Welcome to Keepin' It Real, your go-to radio show for fresh insights and vibrant introductions. Get ready to dive into a world where we offer you the latest in real estate wisdom and the juiciest community tidbits. From expert advice courtesy of top realtors to opportunities to give back through local charities, we've got you covered. Plus, we'll shine a spotlight on the young athletes driving our local sports scene and uncover the buzzworthy happenings both in town and beyond. Stay tuned for a jam-packed hour of enlightenment and entertainment right here on Keepin' It Real.
All right, good morning, good Saturday morning to you. Welcome to Keepin' It Real, brought to you by the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty Studios. I'm Dion Ethell. We're right behind Denny's on Fry Boulevard, and I'm here joined by a couple of great guests. And I've actually got Lisa Gustafson. She's the account manager from Cool FM and Canyon Country, so great to have you today.
I am so excited to be here today. I keep saying I'm going to get down here, and I finally did.
I know, it's really cool to have you in the studio, and maybe we can do this more often.
Oh, you can count on it.
I've also got Tané Lybrook. She is got a company called Preserved in Thyme, LLC. She does some really cool culinary stuff. We're here to talk about her business, give her a little spotlight, and talk about what she does and where you can find her amazing treats. So let's talk to you first. Tané, tell us a little bit about yourself. We always like to get to know somebody. We want to know where you came from and where you started and how you got into this business.
Yeah, so I started out, I was born and raised in Ohio, and I actually went to the Culinary Institute of America for culinary arts. And
so are you like a chef?
I am technically a chef. Yes, I have the paperwork and I have worked on kitchens, but I haven't done that in a very, very long time.
Okay, Tané, I got to ask you a question. So I don't know what, the hierarchy or whatever in a kitchen and the formal stuff, the sous chef or whatever, but was there a specialty that you had or when you went to school and everything for that kind of stuff?
For a long time, it was Italian food. I love a good chicken piccata. That's probably my favorite meal still, over angel hair pasta, using the sauce from the chicken piccata. I love chicken piccata.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So do you guys cook like that? Because now tell me about this. So your husband also, you met during culinary, right?
Yeah, we met when we were actually on our wine trip in California. That's when we started dating. Don't ask either one of us when, because we don't know. But we did meet at culinary school. Yeah, so we're both bachelor's graduates from the Culinary Institute of America in Hyde Park, New York.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of interesting about how you guys got connected. Do you guys, when you're just cooking an average meal, is it like a really fancy meal, or do you cook like the rest of us?
We cook like the rest of you. Please, we won't turn down dinner invitations. We're not that kind of culinary people.
Yeah.
We're not going to say bad things about your food. Everything's delicious.
That would make me nervous cooking for you.
Yeah, and it makes a lot of people nervous, but don't be. We love a good, like, dirty, grungy, like, diner food, or like...
Well, that might be a good understanding of what my cooking might be. Dirty, crunchy, We do a lot of grilling and whatnot out there.
Yeah, we do too. My husband loves to grill outside, and I'm more like the inside chef, and he's like outside grilling. We have 3 grills.
Oh, wow.
Do you have a Blackstone?
That's one of the grills.
I got a Blackstone. I love that thing.
Yeah.
Especially for breakfast, When we get a bunch of people over or something, it's so much fun to be able to get all that stuff cooking. Mm-hmm. I've never been a cook. I've never worked in a kitchen. It's something about getting, the tools out there on the griddle and getting it going. I really love it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. You make a lot more food than you should probably on that bigger grill. I got the 36-incher, so I end up making a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we like to do sausage and peppers on it. That's probably one of our favorites.
Yeah.
I just make friends with all of you people.
We do family dinner every Sunday. So
wow, there you go. Yeah. There you go. So you went to culinary school and you liked the Italian food part of it, but you ended up kind of doing some bakery stuff. How did that kind of start out?
So it took a long time. So my daughter is how it all started out. She wanted to help in the kitchen making some cookies that we were making for the neighbors for Christmas. I was doing cookies and candied pecans for the neighbors.
And how old's your daughter?
She's 4 now.
4.
She'll be 5 in October.
Okay.
Yeah. So I had a nice career before her, and then I decided, you know what? I need to stay home and raise my daughter.
Well, kind of switching back then, what kind of career were you working before?
I was in
you
weddings
in-
and events,
Okay.
and I was also a food and beverage director.
So it's kind of in the service area,
Yeah.
but not really cooking.
Yeah, I was in the service industry for over 20 years. I've done lots of weddings. I worked at a luxury dude ranch in Wyoming.
Oh, wow.
Which was probably
Was
the
that fun?
most fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get the most unique opportunities at that location because people were willing to spend the money on what they wanted.
Yeah.
So
That's kind of cool.
yeah, it was really cool. Yeah, my husband and I
really
have
cool.
both worked in a lot of different places and done a lot of different things because we've kind of moved around a lot.
Yeah.
Like the wind blows and we're like, let's go to Wyoming.
Yeah.
Right.
Now we're a little bit more stable and we're a little bit more rooted in Arizona. My dad's here and my sister and my nephews are here. So
Okay. So you got family now.
Mm-hmm.
And so your daughter wanted to make cookies for the neighbor, and you kind of got into this. And you can't eat all those cookies yourself.
yeah, you can't eat all those cookies yourself. So
Well,
why
you could,
not?
but-
Yeah, but then I definitely need to be back on keto.
You'd have to be a gym manager, too.
I'd be taking stock in Lane Bryant.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, we couldn't eat all the cookie dough. And, your friends love cookie dough, but they don't want to eat it all the time. So I was like, why can't I make a business out of this?
Okay.
So instead of like a normal cookie that you can just get from anyone, I do a 1/4 pound cookie. And
That is gigantic.
Yeah, it's huge. But
is super thick.
you
I've
see
seen it.
how small it gets once you start eating it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah, that's gigantic. How do you keep that cookie from burning outside and still cook it all the way through?
So each cookie takes 24 minutes at
What?
least to bake.
24 minutes?
Yeah, 24 minutes.
So
And
what do you
This
bake
is
it
no
at?
8-minute cookie over
Gosh,
here.
yeah.
It's baked at 350,
Okay.
and then it's turned halfway through. But I bake them in molds, which I have found work the best.
Oh.
So is
That's
that like
why they're so
what's that
perfect.
material made out of?
Metal.
Silicone or what? Oh, it's
Yeah,
metal.
it's metal.
Okay, so you cook it out of a metal
the
one.
silicone I find starts taking on that soapy flavor, and it goes into the cookie. So I like a
Oh.
metal one. They're English like muffin.
And yet you
tins.
still get it to not burn and everything.
No.
and it
Yeah.
cooks all the
They're-
way through. That
they're
seems like a long
perfect.
time.
Yeah, it is a lot, and sometimes they're still not done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, get back to the cookies.
I know. It makes you hungry.
Yeah, I only have like 7 or 8 different flavors of cookies.
Yeah, you
so.
can't. This is probably a bad time to start off in the morning talking about cookies and everything. By the lunchtime, I'm going to be starving.
Yeah,
but-
no, it's calorie free if you eat it in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. There you
Yeah,
go.
see?
There you go. So you started this business, Preserved in Thyme, and Thyme is Thyme, like
Yeah.
the spice.
Yeah, like a little play on words.
Yeah. And you started this business how long ago?
It's been over a year.
Over a year. All right. Well, that's probably a great time to take a break. We're going to come back and find out where you can find her and what kinds of places her stuff is portrayed in. So we'll come right back after these brief messages.
In a town with heart and history, the Sherry Ethell Team is the key. Serving service that we agree for military law and retirees. Stress-free process you will see. Personal care is our guarantee. Real integrity, real results. The Sherry Ethell Team, we never halt. Real experts here to guide your way, making dreams come true every single day. Trusted team that knows just what to do. The Sherry Ethell Team, working for you. Real integrity, real results. The Sherry Ethell Team is your one and only call.
Welcome back to the Keepin' It Real radio show. I'm Dion Ethell. I'm your host of Keep It Real, brought to you by Sherry Ethell Team, Long Realty Studios, right behind Denny's on Fry Boulevard. And I'm in the office today, in the studio, talking with Tané Lybrook, and she has got a company called Preserved in Thyme. And I also have a special guest, Lisa Gustafson. And Lisa is the account manager for Cool FM and Canyon Country. And so we work together quite frequently because of the show and other things, but that we've got her in the studio today?
Well, of course, because when I heard Preserved in Thyme was going to be here and she may be bringing some of her goodies,
Yeah.
I was sure I was here early for this.
She's got nothing but great things to say about you. So tell me about what kinds of product you do, and then we're going to talk about where you can find your product.
Okay.
So what kinds of product?
I have quarter pound cookies,
Yeah.
and then I have a few different brownies. So I have a Buckeye brownie, which is an homage to my home state, Ohio, the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Okay.
So it's a brownie base, and then it's a peanut butter mixture, and then drizzled with chocolate.
Oh, wow.
And then I have a cosmic brownie, which is a play on those Little Debbies, except without all the additional chemicals. These will go bad, but before it goes bad, make sure you eat it.
Right.
And then I also do some different breads. So I try to do something a little unique. So instead of a banana bread, I do a maple banana walnut bread.
Oh,
my
wow.
gosh.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty
Dion,
good.
I've been trying to tell you,
I know.
everything she does is amazing.
Yeah.
Holy moly, that sounds good. All right.
Most cottage bakers do a cinnamon roll. Pretty normal, right? I
Yeah.
do a cinnamon roll bread. So it's like a peel apart bread. So you can take different sections, and each section is like the middle, which is the best part
Right.
of the cinnamon roll.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I do different flavors. So like this week's flavor is blueberry and double chocolate.
Oh my gosh. So
my.
so you mix it up a little bit. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And then apple butter will be coming soon. That's one of my favorites because I use my own apple butter.
And yeah, tell me about what kinds of apples you use in that product to put it together.
Yeah, I go all the way up to the top of Miller Canyon to Beatty's Apple Orchard. He has been so great to me, and I love his apples. They're fantastic. I love being able to use local when I can. I can't always do it. It's just sometimes it's not feasible. But he's been so great to me, and I love supporting local.
Yeah.
Because I'm local. It
Right.
makes sense. I don't need to drive all the way out to Wilcox to Apple Annie's to get apples when I can get them from Tom Beatty.
Huh. And he's where at?
He's at the very, very top of Miller Canyon. He will start going to the farmers markets on Thursday, and he'll bring his apples. And I think he said he has some plums right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out,
Right.
too.
How- how-
You always learn about these little things, you know.
Yeah.
People know somebody. And it's funny because I don't live that far away from him. And
Yeah, so go to the
but I
top
didn't
and then
know.
go further. Go past the sign that says "Do not enter."
Yeah.
he's back
He's
there.
way back
yeah,
there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good to know. I haven't heard of them either. But,
Yeah.
but while we're on the subject of apple butter, you, which I absolutely love, you make a sugar-free one.
I do make a sugar-free apple butter as well. So my great-grandmother taught me how to make apple butter.
Okay.
And so she was diabetic. So we always had to make a sugar-free version to make sure that she could have some too.
Okay. Yeah. And how do you make it sugar-free?
I use a sugar substitute.
Okay.
So I use the Truvia brown sugar, and then I also use, I think it's a Splenda mixture for the sugar.
Huh.
And it depends on, we have to have a certain amount of sugar in it
Yeah.
for cottage rules, but there's also natural sugar in the apple. So I make
was
sure to
gonna
do a
ask you
lot
about
of
that. Yeah.
tasting to make sure I'm not over sweetening. Not every batch will have the same amount of, processed sugars
Right.
in it. I taste it to make sure it still is the same sweetness.
Yeah, because depending upon what kind of apple you might use too, I'm sure have that natural flavor that's just very juicy and
Yeah, there's a difference
sugary.
between a Fiji and a Granny Smith.
Oh, believe me, I am I am an apple connoisseur, so I'm kind of bougie with my apples, and the people at Fry's probably hate me for that because I'm very, very discerning with my selection.
Okay.
And I pick through the apples. My grandmother had this little property with my aunt, and they had this huge garden, and it really more almost a farm. But we all of us cousins and all the aunts and uncles and everybody, we all worked this thing, and part of it was an apple orchard as well. And so us kids, always you could find us up in a tree eating apples, and I would just eat tons of them.
What's your favorite?
And this sounds kind of cliche, but I do like a good Honey Crisp. But
That's my favorite as well.
it's very good. But I do like a lot of other apples too. And sometimes too, it might not even be the type of apple. I can look at it and I know that one's going to be like a tasty apple. I know it's going to be crisp, and I want crisp. I can't eat an apple that is softer or kind of got that fluffy taste to it. And it's got to be crisp and juicy all the way through. And sometimes, the smaller ones be really good too, and not just those great big giant Honeycrisps.
Yeah.
So you just kind of have to play around. But there's a lot of different apples that I will eat, but I'm picky about picking them out. Can't have any bruises and nothing like that.
So stay out of his way if you see him at Fry's.
And when if the lady picks it up or the guy picks it up and then kind of tosses it down to the end, I will be like, I'll take those off my bill and I'm going to go get some more.
Oh my gosh.
So,
you're not messing around.
I usually just tell them, hey, those apples there, when you weigh them, just hand them to me. I'm going to take them and put them in the cart.
Well, you'll have to check out Beatty's at the farmer's market then.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I love natural apples.
He has a bunch of different varieties.
Yeah, I have 3 different kinds of apples at my house even. I have Granny Smith's, I have Honeycrisp, and I have some kind of another one, kind of like a pink, but it's different. It's a hybrid, and so and it hasn't really yielded any fruit yet because I put it in a place that's just too windy. I may have to build a screen or something because it's just not flourishing yet. The other ones produce fine. I get a couple hundred apples off of them.
Good. Then we can just take your apples and go do a field trip
Right.
to her cottage.
I know, right? Maybe we can work some out.
There you go.
Yeah, very good, very good. Sorry we went down the apple rabbit hole, but it's really, it makes a difference, especially with food and everything. I'm just, picky with that kind of stuff. But it's great that you make all these wonderful things out of them.
I love how she makes it play on her childhood and how she has taken, you said the homage to Ohio and you make the Buckeye brownies and then the play on your childhood with the Cosmic brownies. I love that you're taking something, making it a little different.
Yeah, you got to make it a little different to stand out a little bit. But those core childhood food memories, it just brings you back.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Love it.
How do you wrap them, package them for sale?
Yeah, so it depends. The cookies are in like a clear bag and it has a label with all of the required information. It even has my phone number on there if somebody saw a cookie and they wanted to place an order.
Okay.
You can order through my Facebook page, my Instagram page. You can call me, text me, any of those, email me. I'm available, all forms of communication. Text usually works best because I do drive back and forth to Bisbee 4 days a week, and I get back to you as soon as I possibly can.
So when somebody makes an order from like one of your socials, how do you deliver it to them, or do you meet somewhere, or how does that work?
It all depends. So sometimes the pickup's at my house because I'm baking all day for a market. So
You're at Grateful Goods, right?
I'm at Grateful Goods, and I'll be there Saturday from 9 to 3. And then the next market I have after that is the Food Truck Festival, which is one of my favorites.
How do you prepare for something like that?
You know how much to make.
Yeah.
It's a guessing game. And sometimes every time it's different. Like with Grateful Goods, there's not really a rhyme or reason. I've been to a lot of markets where it's like, oh, the first one's going to be better than the second one because people have their checks or they have this or they have that.
Right.
But with Grateful Goods, it's consistently good. We have a couple of that have been slower, but it's consistently good. And that's because we have such quality vendors. Kat does an amazing job with advertising for all of us. With my booth fee or my booth rent, whatever you want to call it, I can see where my money is going. And I feel good about that. I know that it's going to advertising. I know that it's going to charity. I know that it's going to pay for the air conditioning.
Right.
I can see where it's going.
Yeah.
And that's what makes me feel good about Kat.
Well, and we've had them on a number of times, and a lot of the people from Grateful Goods have come on the show, and we're a big fan. And I'm just guessing here, but I know that the people who cook things and bake things and can things, you guys are the ones who kind of draw a lot of people into that event as well. You're kind of one of the reasons I go. Now, I always come home with stuff I didn't need, but advice from everybody.
You need this stuff.
But that's what I go for. So I go for you kind of,
absolutely.
People like you who have some wares that are edible, and then I end up buying some other stuff. So I'm sure there's people like me who come in there for very specific things.
Yeah, I go there and with no intention of buying anything. And every week I come home with stuff that I didn't need,
addicting.
but I definitely needed.
Right.
And I have to tell you, I always cannot say enough wonderful things about her. She has certain places that she drops off at. So I'm in the food co-op, and is it 7103 Coffee Company? So I had to start driving to all these places on drop-off days. Well, you know what? I was a day late, and all of the stuff was gone at the food co-op. And I said, okay, I'm going to have to reach out to her personally because this is getting ridiculous. People are catching on to how good she is and picking it up. at all of her stops.
That's good. And I love when people text me and they're like, oh, I had your stuff and it's so great. It makes my whole world when people send me those messages, or they're like, hey, I had this and I couldn't put it down, like the sweet and salty snack mix that you just love,
ate
Lisa.
the whole bag, the whole bag.
And that's kind of like Chex Mix and what else is in
Yeah,
there?
so
Pretzels?
it has, those like snap pretzels, so they hold all the delicious stuff that I put on top of it, and bugles.
And you've got like some special magic that you put on that
Yeah,
stuff,
I have
right?
magical syrup that I put on top of it.
Magical
And
dusting.
it's not maple syrup, so don't think that you're going to get that recipe, because I made the recipe up.
Yeah, okay.
And then it's caramel M&Ms instead of peanut M&Ms.
Yeah.
So there's no nuts in it.
Okay.
So, if you have a nut allergy, don't worry. They're caramel M&Ms, and they're delightful.
Did you guys catch that the bugles are in there too?
Yeah, that's part of the... I think the bugle with the caramel
That
M&M
change.
is my best.
Yeah,
It's
the
like the
flavor.
best bite. Yeah.
I'm going to try those. What other places can you find your stuff at? So we mentioned a couple of them. Is there any other places?
Yeah, I also deliver to War and Peace down in Bisbee. They're right by Vista Park.
Okay.
Which is where another farmer's market happens every Saturday.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Now, do you go to all the farmers markets and things like that as well?
I don't go to all the farmers markets. I go to Grateful Goods right now, and right now that's a lot.
It's a full-time job.
That and like all of the side orders that I get, and then a 4-year-old keeping me busy with all the play dates after school. Yeah, it's a full-time job in itself.
The PTO must love you at your child's school, because I'm thinking, right, like the bake day, or
Yeah, we have a board meeting on Monday. I'm sure I'm going to get asked if
hit up
I have
for some
anything.
snacks.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably a good place for another break. I really appreciate hearing you, Tané, talk about Preserved in Thyme, and that you've got all these customers all over the county, which is always fun, and that you're spreading the love out. So let's come back after a few brief messages with our sponsor, and we'll be right back with some cool stuff.
We're the real wayfinders, the trailblazers, the go-getters. In a town where the desert wakes before dawn, we don't just talk, we make things happen. And when we speak, it's real, it's genuine, and it's worth hearing. Tune in every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. on Canyon Country 97.7 FM. Join the Sherry Ethell Team for Keepin' It Real, where top realtors, local heroes, and the heartbeat of our community come together. Raw, authentic conversations, expert market insights, and the best local events you can't afford to miss. Keepin' It Real, celebrating our community. Bold, genuine, one of a kind.
All right, welcome back to the Sherry Ethell Team, Long Realty Studios, and this is Keepin' It Real. I'm Dion Ethell, I'm your host, and I'm here joined by Lisa Gustafson. She's kind of helping me out doing a little co-hosting today. She's from Cool FM in Canyon Country. She's the account manager, and so this is her kind of first time talking with us a little bit and chatting, and hopefully make her a regular to come back and help us out.
Absolutely, you can count on it.
Yeah. So before the break, we were kind of talking about, and of course, my stomach is gurgling now. I hope everybody else's is too. I'm hungry now because we've been talking about cinnamon rolls and cookies. And,
Chicken piccata.
oh my gosh.
It's a
all
good thing
kinds
I brought
of
you
great
snacks.
food. Yes. Yeah. One of the perks, people, is that we do get a few people in here who do make things, and then we get some snacks. So that's always kind of a nice thing in the morning. Well, first, let's hear your story. I know, how did you meet with her? How did you first encounter?
I love this because I love people that are passionate about their product, right? So we're getting ready to go live when the Super Sale Bin store opened.
Okay.
Huge line outside, and all these people. And I see this girl come walking down. She's got this basket, and she said, hey, y'all should try my scones or my banana bread, whatever she had that day. And everyone's like, okay, because it was a while, right? I go in, I purchase some things, and I'm also a huge maple fan, which your husband is as well, right? That's why you make the stuff. And didn't take 3 steps out of the store because I wanted to try it, and I bought all of them. And I remember I took the loaves. Those loaves are incredible. The scones, everything. And I've been following her ever since, all from her coming to this line and saying, hey, you guys should try my stuff out, right? I cannot tell you enough how much I love every single item that she makes.
Well,
That's
I was sure
awesome.
somebody was hungry for breakfast.
Well, does that, I was just thinking of that because sometimes I'll do that too. I don't know. Sometimes I get mixed reactions from the vendors who I do that to in different places because I don't know. They're probably thinking, "Geez, I didn't bring enough today,"
no.
and it just opened, and you went and just decimated my
Buy
whole
them out.
inventory.
But you know what? It's a good problem to have.
It
right?
is.
You know
It
what?
is a good problem.
It's a better feeling to go home with none of your product than a bunch of your product.
Yeah.
It's so deflating when you go home with a bunch of stuff.
So you end up with extra. What do you do with that?
You know, when I have an abundance of extra and I can't take it to other places, I'll post on Facebook and Instagram, pay what you can.
Oh, wow.
So
Or you
don't-
can call me
okay.
from now on. Direct.
Right.
Please.
But I'll post a picture of what I have, and then it's pay what you can. Sometimes people can't afford to pay full price for my items, and that's okay. I understand that.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Yeah.
So I do pay what you can, and that's how much you pay. Take as much as you want, but I don't want to eat it anymore because I've already lost a bunch of weight, and I don't want to keep putting it back on.
I'm
need
laughing.
to. I was just thinking to myself. I know my wheels are always spinning. And I was just thinking, man, we need to connect you up. We do every once in a while, about once a month, we go and feed homeless folks over here close by.
Nice.
Maybe there's an opportunity to, if you have any extra or something, if we, we're getting ready to do one of those events, maybe we snag some stuff for you, or if it's reasonable price and stuff, maybe we can just donate that. And
Yeah.
that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, I'm open to that. Yeah.
They'd love that. Tell us a little bit more about the process of, what's your week look like? I mean, how do you get prepared every week to kind of get things done, and what goes through your mind as you kind of think about what you need and how many of everything you need? Talk to me about that.
Yeah, so I'm kind of in a groove now, with Grateful Goods at least, of how much I'm going to bring.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll increase it a little if I think it's going to be busy, but it's mostly a guessing game. You just hope that you guess correctly.
Yeah.
But the vendors there are my biggest supporters. They buy from me every single time.
How many days a week do you bake?
Bake or prep.
Oh,
Okay.
Tell us about that.
They are different. So baking, you're in the oven heating
Right.
up your entire house. Like mine's
Yeah,
usually
that's
like
got to
90
be tough
degrees.
during the
Right?
summer.
It's terrible.
Bummer.
But there's a lot of measuring and grocery shopping and
Oh, yeah,
prep
I
that you
didn't
can
think
do
about
ahead
that.
of
No,
time.
neither did I.
So you got
Yeah.
your grocery list.
I've got my grocery list. I've got my cookie dough that
Okay.
I can prep ahead of time and have in my freezer ready to bake off in my oven
you can
for
actually
24
freeze it and stuff.
minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, you can freeze cookie dough.
How much can you? I don't know. How much do you make ahead?
Right.
It depends. So sometimes I'll have, I have Grateful Goods, and then I have the Food Truck Fest, which was my biggest event last year.
Yeah.
So right now I probably have at least 10 dozen cookies in my
Okay.
freezer.
10
At
dozen. And those
least.
big ones. The big
Yeah, the
kind.
quarter-pound cookies. But I
Oh
also,
my gosh, 10 dozen. Of
in
them.
addition to the markets, I'm delivering to 7103. I'm delivering to War and Peace. I'm delivering to the Sierra Vista Co-op. So I
In
have to be
between all of it,
prepared.
yeah.
Yeah.
How
So
many-
I have to
how
have at
many
least
refrigerators?
5 dozen cookies just for those guys.
Yeah. Do you have multiple freezers and?
I have 2 stand-up freezers. One is for personal. One is for business.
Okay.
Yeah, one's
so you
the
load
bakery
up one for your
freezer.
bakery. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And then what other kinds of things can you freeze? Is there anything else?
You can freeze, I freeze the topping for the Buckeye Brownie. So I'll make it all up.
Tell us, remind us again what that is.
Yeah, so it's peanut butter, and powdered sugar, like a lot of powdered sugar.
Yum.
Yeah, right? It's so good.
Not a bad thing.
But that's how it stays shelf stable, is the amount of powdered sugar that's in it.
Okay.
So I'll take that, I'll make up a huge batch of it, and then I'll measure it all out. So all I have to do is put it on top.
Wow.
Does your daughter help you with any of this? Now that, she was the reason behind getting you started, right? Making the cookies. Or is
Yeah.
she like, I'm over it now, Mom?
Oh, no, she wants to help in the kitchen. Whenever I'm in the kitchen, she's not a room kid. She's like in the kitchen with me, or like at the dining room table, or like outside where I can see her.
Yeah.
But she likes to crack eggs.
Okay.
She also likes to do the stickers for my packaging, and then she'll go and like run my errands for me in the house. So like, hey, can you go get me more stickers?
Right.
Oh,
And she'll go
nice.
get them for me off the printer.
And
yeah.
how great is that? Because you know what? Then you are teaching this to her starting at a very early age. And she's just going to learn more and more and more.
Yep.
And Wow.
And
Good
she's
for
going to
you.
have those childhood
Yes,
food
she
memories
will.
also.
Yeah, for sure, right? I was just going to say, because you were
Absolutely.
talking about that, so she's building those right now.
Yeah, so I'm going to take it off. I have a sprinkle cookie on the menu. It's called Aurora's Sprinkle Cookie. That's my child's name, Aurora.
Okay.
But her new favorite is the Cosmic Brownie.
Oh, okay.
So
And what's on that one again?
the Cosmic Brownie is a thick brownie, and then it's topped with a chocolate like icing, and then it has rainbow candy coated chocolate chips on top of it.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Another diabetic
know.
one.
Hey, eat it in the morning. It's calorie free. It's fine.
Calorie free. I'm gonna have to remember that one. Yeah. So, well, that's kind of interesting. It's great that you're teaching, your child all these cool things about the business and cooking and all those kinds of things, but just helping and being productive, and so I think that's always a good thing. For them to have kind of work to do and a job to do. So that's kind of neat that you're doing it together. And I think, I'm just thinking you're going to make an amazing grandma. You're very, very young, but you are very young compared to me. But
Dion and I are in our own world over here.
I am an old mom.
Yeah. Well, but, you might be, but it's you're definitely a young person, and you're going to make an amazing grandmother because, I think back to when my grandmother was cooking all the time and we were canning and all those things. There was just amazing smells in the kitchen, and you remember those. And so there's going to be a lot of memory from that. I remember when I was a kid, my mom would always cook and she'd be baking all these things. There were so many smells and wonderful things going on. And
It's so true that we relate our childhood memories to food, because you think of holidays and you think of parties and birthdays, and guess what? It's all centered around food. And this right here is going to just carry on. And I kind of want to be in that household.
I know, right?
Right?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Well, let's take a quick break. We'll come right back. I got a few more closing comments and questions for you, and we'll come right back with Tané Lybrook, Preserved in Thyme, and a great little bakery outfit, and we're going to talk more about what she does. We'll be right back.
Discover excellence in real estate with the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty, your premier choice in Cochise County. Sherry's amazing team brings honesty, expertise, and a deep understanding of the local market. Whether you're a first-time buyer or a seasoned homeowner, they're committed to your peace of mind and handle every detail for you.
Their approach? Personalized service, above and beyond transactional real estate, building lifelong relationships, nationwide connections, local expertise. There's a reason this team is amongst the top realtors in Arizona and across the nation.
You owe it to yourself to call or visit the Sherry Ethell Team, the top team at Long Realty, behind Denny's on Fry Boulevard in Sierra Vista. Call or text 717-599-2439 or Google us for more info. Real integrity, real results.
All right, welcome back to Keepin' It Real. We're keeping it real here with a couple of great guests. Tané Lybrook from Preserved in Thyme, a wonderful little bakery outfit, and Lisa Gustafson, account manager for Cool FM and Canyon Country. She's joined me as kind of a co-host today, so I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys both for
I like
coming
it
in.
here. I might just hang out more often.
And you're listening to Keepin' It Real, brought to you by the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty Studios. Now, before the break, we were kind of talking about the memories that you build and doing all the stuff with your daughter and what kind of things that's going to bring, and how you'd make a great grandma because of all these wonderful smells. And that's what you remember grandmas. It's always about the wonderful cooking smells and the soft cheeks. That's what I remember most about my grandma. But as far as the bakery and the business, right? This is still a business behind all this, even though I'm assuming you have a culinary background and being a baker and everything, that you must have some fun in this.
I do have fun.
Do you enjoy it?
I do. I
mean, that's kind of a loaded question. You're probably not going to tell me, oh, well, I know it's keeping it real, but I hate this.
Put all that hate into the cookies.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no, they're so delicious because they're full of my love.
Yeah, right.
No, I have a lot of fun. It takes a lot of energy out of me.
Yeah.
Especially the markets, because you're talking all the time and you're, trying to market with other people and vendors. But it is so much fun.
Wow. And do you experiment a little bit?
Oh, yeah. I have a sweet and spicy snack mix in the works.
Okay.
I have a stuffed cookie in the works, but
You're always trying new things, man.
Can we back up? Is that going to be the 1/4 pound cookie stuffed?
Uh-huh.
That's
Oh,
just
wow.
insane.
Yeah, so do you want to know which one I was going to stuff?
What were you going to...
I do.
the banana cream cookie with some peanut butter.
That's the one I'm really interested in, this banana, because I love banana cream pie and other things.
It's my favorite.
So
Mine too.
it just,
my favorite.
Hearing that is kind of, it makes me hungry.
Yeah, the banana cream cookie is like a banana cream pie, but in cookie form.
Yeah.
So you don't have to, carry around a whole pie with you to work. You can just carry this cookie.
Oh, delicious.
And you're going to
Holy
stuff it
cow.
with peanut butter?
Yeah.
Say no more.
Yeah, I tested it once, and then I haven't had time to test it again.
Okay.
So it had too much peanut butter, and you couldn't taste the banana.
Well, yeah, I mean, and that must be tough too, just experimenting, because those aren't probably going to be sold, so those are going to have to be eaten.
Yeah, so those are sold to my family. Not really sold, but they're at family dinner on Sunday.
Okay,
so,
and so everybody kind of taste test. And
they're getting
be
kind
the
of tired of taste testing.
Experiment.
Yeah,
Here's my new experiment.
Yeah, my dad loves it. He's still on board. He's like, give me
my dad
all
would
of the
love
sugar.
that, yeah.
And my husband's like, if you give me one more piece of sugar,
Right.
we might be looking for a
Stroke out,
divorce.
yeah.
Are they good critics of yours?
They are.
They are.
They are.
Are they
That's
hardcore?
that is part of the testing. So I'll give testers out to a lot of different people.
Yeah.
But if I don't get constructive criticism back, you don't get any more testing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you
Okay,
might
so
not know
you
it,
gotta
but
be hardcore.
if I don't, I need transparency. I want you to feel like you're going to make me cry, because you're not, but
Okay.
I want you to feel like you're going to make me cry when you're talking about my
Nobody
food.
says that.
Yeah.
But okay.
Challenge
gotcha.
accepted.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's
I've
really
told
good.
a couple people that, and they're like, I don't know. I'm like, text it to me then. If you don't want to say it in person, that's
Right.
okay. Send me a text message.
Oh, that's very
It
good.
doesn't matter.
Well, yeah, that's how you get better, right? I mean,
Right.
It's the only way you don't want to be making a bunch of stuff that people don't like. So
Right.
that's not your business model.
Right, it's not. But you know what? There's something for everyone.
Yeah.
My stuff might not be for everyone, but it's for someone.
You have a gluten-free
I have a
too,
gluten-free
don't you?
snack
The
mix.
snack mix.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have some other things that other people can get. So you don't, although the syrupy frosting, chocolate, peanut butter, all these great things that you're talking about and everything make you hungry. Some people can't have them, and so you've got some stuff for them as well.
Yeah, I try to have a little bit of something for everyone. And one of the new products that's actually being made while we're talking is my peach butter.
Okay.
So peach butter is another fruit butter, similar to apple butter, but made with peaches. So it's got a little bit of a tart.
I've never heard of
aspect.
that before.
Take peaches and just cook them. And
Yeah.
then cook them more. And then when you think they're done, you cook them some more.
I wouldn't know what I'm doing that.
Yeah, so I've got the last batch is going right now, and it's the sugar-free batch.
Okay.
So I try to make sure if I can do a sugar-free batch, or I think I can, I do.
Okay.
Well, we should probably sample that and
Yeah,
give her
right.
the critique that
Yes.
for her.
That
Yes.
hardcore critique. Yeah,
Well, it sold
Amanda.
out last year, so
Really?
yeah, I ran out of it. So I tried to do more peaches this year than last year. I did 70 pounds of peaches
Oh
this
my
year.
gosh.
Last year for my apple butter, when I did that, I did 200 pounds of apples.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so
Holy cow.
I got a little tired of looking at apples.
Dion forever to pick out
I know.
200 pounds of apples.
Right, I would be so picky. I would be like, okay, these 3, but not those 4.
Yeah, but if you're making applesauce,
Yeah.
it's
I feel like he
You know,
wouldn't be swayed. I feel
there's-
like he would still be
There's
particular.
2 things in life, One of them is apples. I'm super picky about it, and I'm super picky about meat. I'm not a fat kind of guy, and so my wife, she loves prime rib and ribeyes and stuff, and I do like a good ribeye, but she always gets mad at me because I trim every ounce of fat off of that thing, and I'm like, ooh,
So-
I'll cook it with the fat. Love it. Love the taste of that. Don't want to see it.
So
don't
do
want
I.
it. Don't
You
want
don't
to
wanna-
put that in my mouth.
I'm the same way.
So one of the
Can't
first
do
things
it.
that you're taught in culinary school is fat equals flavor.
Right.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
Everybody
don't
looks at me
wanna-
cross-eyed.
Yeah.
'Cause some people, I've got a lot of people who just, they'll be eating their ribeye and they're cutting it all up and it's just got big chunks of fat and they're just putting that in their mouth and I'm like, oh no,
I wonder
no,
if
no, no,
is it
no,
the
no.
texture you don't like of the fat, maybe?
Part of it is texture, yeah. It's not the flavor. The flavor tastes wonderful. You could probably just put it in your mouth and roll it around for a while and then spit it out and it
Right.
tastes great.
Are you okay with like chicharrones?
Yeah, I love them. They're
Different
one of my
texture.
favorites.
Different
Yeah,
texture.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
is.
You
See?
do
yeah,
like
I'd
that.
never
Got
thought
it.
about
You just
that,
don't
but
like that
I do like
texture.
that.
Yeah,
I don't
you
like
want
the
it
texture.
crispy.
The
Yeah.
deep fried.
Yeah.
We like that
Deep fried.
deep fried thing.
Exactly. 100%.
Yeah, I'd be like going off of your plate, taking your fat though, with my meat.
Yeah. Oh man, and you would gross me out. My wife does that all the time. It just
It
drives me
grosses
nuts.
me
I
out
can't
too.
do
So
it.
I can't do it. My daughter Riley, she can't do it. Mike will take all of our fat and be like, you guys are crazy. This is the best part.
Yeah. And I'm a big time hunter. I've hunted all over the world. And so, but I eat what I hunt, and I'm big with the different flavors. I've eaten stuff from all kinds of different countries, but I'm very, very picky. I don't allow anybody to butcher my animals either. I do them myself. And so I'm very, very particular with what goes in them. So my burger is probably like 98%, it's like ground round, even better. But so you have to add stuff to mine to make it, to be able to cook it. Yeah. But it tastes wonderful because it's just like steak. I mean, it's just like really good stuff. But I'm a little picky about the whole that. And I don't know where I got off on that. But
I don't know either, but I think that I'm going to be best friends with him now, too.
It's the texture. If it was crispy, you'd eat
that's
it.
a great thing that you brought up. Man, I have never thought about that.
If you had chicharrones on top of your ribeye, you'd eat the chicharrones.
Heck yes.
You're funny. Yeah. Oh, man. Now you've got me thinking all kinds of things. Who knew?
I don't know. I think we're just hungry. I think all this talk of food is...
All I can think of is food now.
Right?
You're killing me. You're killing me.
I'm so sorry, not sorry.
All right. Well, Tané, it's been wonderful having you, and I really have learned a lot. We'd definitely love to have you back, talk more about stuff, especially if you come up with some new creations. We'd love to hear about that. Love to hear about how your business is flourishing. And again, if someone wanted to reach you today, they heard and their mouth is watering now, they're really hungry for some of your stuff, how do they get a hold of you?
Text me is the best.
Okay.
So my number is 845-797-6881.
One more time.
One more time.
Because never know. Most people are driving probably right now, but so they're not going to have that pen, but they might remember some of that.
So my phone number is 845-797-6881. And that's a New York number.
Okay.
From when I went to college.
So don't get scared away from that.
Yeah, don't get scared. I'm not calling about your warranty. Nothing like that. It's because when I went to college a long time ago in the early 2000s, that's the number I was given.
You guys are so funny.
So
Young people are so funny when they say the early 2000s.
I know.
Right.
And
Again.
I'm thinking the early 70s is like...
Thank you. Remember she said she wasn't old? So
I'm an old mom, though. Like when I'm in the group, I'm the old one.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
All right. So for those, because I'm going to use my radio voice.
Yeah.
Ready? Once again, that number, 845-797-6881.
Perfect. And that's Preserved in Thyme, spelled Thyme, LLC. And that's your little business that you've got going on. And you can find her wares all over the county. But check her out at Grateful Goods next time you're in there and say hello.
Yeah, and if you can't make it to Grateful Goods, go to the Food Truck Fest.
Right?
That'll be the next one.
And the Food Truck Fest is when? I know we mentioned it a few times. It's September
6th. And I just love food trucks.
So,
I just love them. They're so delicious.
Excellent. Yeah. Make sure you're there. And even if you're diabetic, she's probably got something for you. So
I do.
Come check it out.
Yeah. I got to say, you do not want to miss her anywhere that she's at. Pick up her products. I'm telling you guys, I told her, you made me stop my keto, right? I was hardcore keto. Now I'm going to have to recycle back around because this stuff is...
Well, I'm a big cinnamon roll fan, too, and I'm looking forward to trying those things out, too.
You're going to love it.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's like a peel-apart bread. I like to do shareable sizes, but that's not a requirement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You won't share it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it again. Tané Lybrook, and this is Preserved in Thyme, and this has been a great show. Appreciate you. Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
All right. This is Keepin' It Real, brought to you by the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty Studios, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Do uneasy markets have you waiting for the ideal moment to make home ownership a reality? Your answer lies in a conversation with Sherry Ethell and her exceptional team at Long Realty, a name synonymous with trust and reliability in Arizona's real estate landscape.
Hi, I'm Sherry Ethell, Realtor and Team CEO of the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty. Your ideal moment has arrived. We tailor our approach to you and your needs and goals. Let us put our extensive network to work for you and take the stress out of the process.
Whether buying or selling, remember the name Sherry Ethell and the Sherry Ethell Team. Visit the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty behind Denny's on Fry Boulevard in Sierra Vista. Call or text 717-599-2439 or Google us for more information. Real integrity, real results.
All right, welcome back to the Keepin' It Real radio show, brought to you by the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty Studios. I'm Dion Ethell, and I'm here with Arleen Garcia. She's the supervisor for the Nancy J. Brua Animal Care Center, works for the Sierra Vista Police Department, and she's supervisor over there, superstar, whatever,
Thank you.
But welcome to the show, and today you're going to talk about a cool event coming up, right?
Yes, it's something a little different than what we would normally do. And so just to give you a little bit of a background on this, a couple of years ago, we brought a group called Dogs Playing for Life to provide some training to our volunteers on how to do play groups at the shelter play yards. And what play groups are, you get to bring in not just 1 or 2 or 3 dogs, but you can bring in groups of dogs, 8, 9, 10 dogs.
Oh, wow, that many.
Yeah, in the play yard, and watch them interact with each other. And so they did a wonderful job training our volunteers, and now our volunteers have taken it upon themselves to do 2 play groups a week. And so they have their little system. They write down the personality of each dog in play group. They have categories. For example, they have the rough and rowdy groups. They have the gentle and dainty groups, the tug and pulls. I mean, they just have all these categories, and they know which dogs to put together and which ones not to.
And is that for all to get them ready for adoption, or
what are you
hoping for?
Well, not only to get them ready for adoption, but it shows their true personalities.
Right.
And on top of that, it's enrichment for them, so that way they're just not locked up in a kennel all day, every day.
Right.
It's hard to get enough volunteers to walk every single dog at the shelter. But having a play group session, you get to provide exercise for the dogs in a group manner and be able to get more, to get out of their kennels than just dog walking. Yeah. So while I was doing my my walkthroughs, when I do walkthroughs, I tend to go and give each dog a treat, kind of like the T-shirt you guys sell that says "treat dealer."
Right.
That's me. I'm the treat
that
dealer.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm treat dealing, and I'm looking at each dog's kennel cards. I'd been out for a while, and I don't know the dogs as well as I should, and I start reading their kennel cards, and I can see so many of them are in play group. So many.
Yeah.
And when you go through the kennels and you see them growling or snarling or barking at the gate, or the way they act when you're pulling them out of their kennels for a walk, and you think that they're trying to get to the other dog to attack, I don't think so. Some of them, I think, are trying to get to the other dog to play, because the majority of our dogs at the shelter are play group tested.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
So that gave me the idea, you know what, the community needs to see this.
Yeah.
Because we have so many good dogs. We are so full. Let's do, I call it Love Unleashed, group session at Tompkins Park. Tompkins is the park that's located on 7th Street, and they have 2 large enclosed areas for dogs to run freely. And my thought was to have our playgroup volunteers run a couple of playgroup sessions for the community to watch these dogs, see them interact, see them play tug of war, scuffle, or, even just sometimes they just sit there, right?
Yeah.
But you get to see how they are outside of their kennel. And maybe while they're out there, someone would say, that's the dog I need for my dog.
Well, you'll see them in a totally different light. In the kennels,
Yes.
they're really, almost a different animal, it seems like. And once they get out there, they really get going. I was going to ask you, too, though, so this is more of an exhibition, right?
Yes.
So it's not really a one where the public is going to come in and participate exactly. It's more of, you're going to watch this and see how the training goes, ask questions.
Exactly. If you are one of those who uses Tompkins Park, and you bring your dogs to the park to play on this day, or during the time that we're doing it, which is between 8 o'clock and 11 o'clock, we're asking the public to please not use Tompkins Park, but instead come and watch. And you might find a new best friend for your dog that can play and play tug of war and run around. Some of them, all they do is run.
And I don't know if we mentioned the date yet for this thing.
Oh, I'm so sorry. So we're doing this. It's right around the corner on Saturday, September 13.
Right.
Tompkins Park, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. We're doing it just a short period of time. It's still warm out there, and with how much they play, we don't want them to overheat. We're also planning on maybe doing some rotating around where we'll feature a small group first, and then we'll rotate those out and bring in another small group. We're going to allow the volunteers to kind of coordinate all that. But you can go show up, watch the dogs, and that might be the best way for you to be able to pick your new best friend.
Awesome. And now I understand too that you'll be closed at the Nancy J for that period of time while you're out there at Tompkins Park, but you're going to come back, right?
Yes. Well, on Saturdays we don't open to the public until noon.
Okay.
Okay. We have our staff and volunteers cleaning kennels, and while that part of the staff are at the shelter cleaning kennels, getting things ready for us to open, we'll be another group of us will be at the park getting the dogs shown off, right?
Yeah.
And then we'll be right back at before we open. And hopefully, if you saw a dog during the play group session that you're very interested in, I think we'll still have applications out there that you'll be able to fill out. So that way, once we open, you can come back, check out this dog one-on-one. Yes, and we'll have your application. And we're offering adoption specials on that day.
Oh, cool. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you can get a little discount on top of it.
So instead of paying $75, which includes everything, you'd only be paying $50. It includes the sterilization, microchip, rabies vaccination, all
and we've
of that.
Talked about this a bunch of times, Arleen, but just for those people who are listening who hadn't maybe heard us before, it's quite costly these days to get spay and neuter and vaccinations and all the medical care, that you need that first, those when you first get them in and having a doctor look at them and everything, a veterinarian, that costs money. And people kind of think, well, $50, that's a lot of money. Well, it's not really compared to how much money you're saving. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're saving a bundle.
You are. Just recently, because it's grant season, been working on some numbers. And of course, with our contracted veterinarians, we get a discount thanks to Jackson's Veterinary Service, New Frontier Animal Medical Center, and Assavet Charities. But still, with the discount that we get, we're paying anywhere between $100 to $250 just for the sterilization. So that does not count the microchipping, the vaccinations, the other set of vaccines that we provide as well, like the parvo vaccine for the dogs, the kitty combo vaccines for the cats. There are so many other things. If we are suspecting that the dog might have, let's say, parasites, we'll ask for a fecal test, and that costs money too.
Right.
So it could be you're in hundreds of dollars, and all we're asking is $75 adoption fee, which on the day of the event will be $50. That's it. It's almost just a donation.
Yeah, really. Mm-hmm. And I think of all the dogs too that we've helped out with the Friends of the Sierra Vista Animal Shelter on, that require maybe some other attention, mm-hmm. whether they've been hit by a car or whether they've got some other emergency medical or they've been neglected, and we've got them in our hands and we're giving them some medical care. Those things too cost lots of money, and oftentimes I think we're getting ready. We actually have a dog that's going to have an amputation.
Yes.
And that's pricey.
It is very pricey. He just had his amputation yesterday.
Oh, you got it. Okay,
he got it.
Good.
And he is doing so well. Remind me to show you a picture. He's in his forever home and already being such a good boy. And he deserved it. There was no need to euthanize him. But if we didn't have the help and support from the friends or donations, we wouldn't be able to do these types of operations and would have to, unfortunately, put down a friendly, good dog or cat. Sometimes it's not just an amputation. It could be an eye removal, or it can be just a repair. It could be some kind of repair, heavy-duty dental that they might need. So all those things do cost money, but you're getting the dogs from you're getting a healthier dog or a healthier cat. Anything we catch while they're in our care, we try to resolve before it goes home to you. We get a lot of support from the community and the friends and donations, and thanks to that, we're able to take care of a lot of our critters and be able to provide you with a healthier version of the dogs and cats.
Well, honestly, that's what makes this community great too, is these partnerships between so many people here throughout the community who are helping donate. I mean, every year we raise all kinds of funds. We'll be back at it again with Pups on Parade this year, and we're super excited about that. In fact, we're going to be talking about that today at one of our meetings. But it's stuff like that where the community comes together and helps us out and sponsors dogs and cats and stuff. And it's just a great feeling to know that our community is helping our community.
And if you can't adopt, providing that other type of help, such as sponsorships, and it doesn't have to be sponsoring necessarily the animal, but maybe helping with sponsoring an event.
Yeah.
Advertising is so costly nowadays too.
Right.
You're trying to get everything in social media, in the paper, on the radio, flyers, and things like that. So there's all sorts of different types of expenses that you are more than welcome to help the shelter out, help the animals out. If you can't adopt, there are just so many ways. You can provide us with your aluminum cans. You can become a volunteer to help with the aluminum cans and transport and all that. We are getting so many, and we thank the community so much for those. You can, and like I said, volunteering, not just with helping with the cans, but maybe cleaning kennels, dog walking, cat cuddling, play group sessions. So much. There's so much help at events. The Friends of the Sierra State Animal Shelter, they're always doing, helping us with events and clinics. So we're always looking for volunteers willing to help out at those things.
100%. We're always looking for people who would like to be part of that solution and part of, our volunteer cadre, whether it be with the shelter or with us. But we'd love to have you. So if you're out there thinking about it, by all means, and make sure you come down and support us at these events, whether it's Pups on Parade, whether it's celebrating animals, any one of those events. We just love to see you down there. If you can't donate, at least come to see it and, raise the flag a little bit and make sure that you're out there supporting us.
Yeah. So for this little Love Unleashed event that we're doing on Saturday, September 13th from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m., if you're unable to make it, and reminder that it's at Tompkins Park, not at the shelter, Tompkins Park. But if you're unable to make it, spread the word. If you know people who are animal lovers, someone that's lonely might want an animal, send them to the park to watch this little event. If not, just come over to enjoy the view of the critters, running around. We're thinking about bringing some a kiddie pool and filling it up with water because we have some water dogs and some mud dogs, and it gets messy.
Be fun to watch
but
them.
It's just so much fun to watch.
Well, and I think it'll be a great opportunity for some people maybe who have a dog or have lost a dog and they've got another dog now that's lonely, and now they can find a friend and maybe see their real personalities shining through.
Absolutely. And animals are, they're still unpredictable at times, and but our well-trained volunteer group, they know how to separate the scuffles, to catch them before it gets too intense.
Right.
And they have their tools and their things. So don't be surprised if you see kind of like brothers and sisters when they pull their hair and they start fighting after they were just playing 2 seconds ago. Those kind of things happen. It's not perfect, but it's going to be great and so much fun. You can take pictures, video, and if you do those things, you can also send us those pictures and videos, and we can get them posted. Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. And that'll be great too. I'm glad you brought that up about the scuffles and stuff, because it's so normal. And oftentimes people who don't know what that looks like, get scared or think that's terrible or make some bad comment or something. And it's really not. It's part of kind of the socializing process, right? Dogs have to kind of get that pecking order too.
Yep, we do that.
Right, people do. Yeah.
So we have blowhorns even just in case.
Yeah.
As we have the little bottles with pennies in them that you shake around, and that kind of startles them a little bit.
Oh, wow.
We have the little bite sticks. But we also have some blowhorns for the ones that might get a little more intense than it should.
You changed, you really changed our life, honestly, on that, Arleen. We started using those little horns, and they're really cheap. You can get some for like $8 on Amazon, and we bought about 6 or 8 of them, put them all over the house because we were having a couple that weren't getting along real well, and they were just having a thing because we brought in a new person, new little dog, and so it needed to get that kind of sorted out, but worked magic.
It does.
I loved it. And they're just amazing together now. So it's awesome. Great idea.
Thank you. Yeah.
That's what the pros are for, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And the pros are going to show you how it's all done.
And we're only pros because we've experienced it.
Well, thank you, Arleen, for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
It's Love Unleashed, a bark bash at the park, Saturday, September 13th, 8 to 11 a.m. Tompkins Park, that's at 2060 South 7th Street, if you don't know where that's at. You can see, actually, the dog park right from the highway there from Buffalo Soldier.
Yeah.
And so it's really cool. Great area to do it in. Big park, lots of room for everybody to come in. So come in and view the dogs.
Yeah.
Maybe bring
Watch
one.
them play.
Yeah, maybe adopt one.
Yes, please.
We got lots of them.
Yes, we're getting a little full.
All right. Well, thank you, Arleen. I appreciate it.
All right, thanks.
Well, folks, that's a wrap on this week's Keepin' It Real radio show. As always, we're so grateful to have you spend part of your Saturday morning with us. Whether you're sipping coffee on the porch, out running errands, or out shopping for a home, we appreciate you. If something we said today sparked a question, or if you've got a great topic or guest idea for a future episode, we'd love to hear it. You can drop your suggestion in the Keepin' It Real suggestion box at the front desk of Long Realty, right behind Denny's on Fry Boulevard. Or just shoot me an email at sherry@sherryethelteam.com, or call or text me anytime at 717-599-2439. We love hearing from you. It helps us keep this show real, relevant, and rooted in our Cochise County community. We'll be back next Saturday from 8 to 9 a.m. right here on 97.7 Canyon Country, your first choice for legendary country.
Until then, stay safe, stay kind, and as always, keep it real, Cochise County.
Thank you for tuning in to this edition of the Keepin' It Real radio show. Join us next Saturday from 8 to 9 a.m. for more engaging interviews with top realtors and industry leaders, keeping you informed about the latest trends in real estate. Stay connected with us as we bring you updates on the dynamic events shaping our vibrant community. From exciting local happenings to noteworthy charities and causes, we've got you covered. See you next week for another edition of Keepin' It Real.